Welcome to DeJoy Insppire TV, a place your mindset is challenged, your spirit is lifted, and your journey to a better life truly begins. Here at DeJoy Insppire TV, we believe in empowering your wellness, your wisdom, and wealth so you can live fully and shine brighter each day. In this new series, we'll be handling one of our main pillars, which is wellness. Under this, we shall be discussing the topic hypertension. We shall be having a look at what it means, the causes and risk factors, and the way we are supposed to live our lives as a people in order to avoid this predicament. So grab a notebook, share this with someone you care about, and get ready because what is coming your way will definitely change your life. Let us go on a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Ebusua woka break no orishe webufu anada wokọ no oya wa bodama ma woka no ntine fia da o sande yi asankase bombosina na funya fachre enso nyame ye break bands and crutch services wonum na open car services anabe car esesia wonum opabini wakodoro ewo car break bands and a crutch nyina esesie hwehwe wona tira kona wo aka awashi baya opposite Victory Bible Church aso honum na organizer da ebotum so ahwehwe wona tira kwan ewo ablekuma KFC building nechi anaso de ebotum so ahwehwe won ba hia bokoboko honum na organizer no order from one there was 0242 734 337 anaso de 0278 734 337 and soon Yamiya bread band and cloth services. What's in there? Yamita CD on Sunday. Yeah.
Welcome back from the short break. Now, why the need for this education? So if a hypertensive person or hypertension is not controlled, it can 1. Damage your heart, hurt your kidneys, affect your eyes, and then moreover it can lead to stroke. So let us define what hypertension is. But before that, let us break the words into 2. Hyper and then tension. So hyper means too much and then tension means pressure. So let us put these two together and then we should bear in mind that this is a disease. So then what is hypertension? So hypertension is a disease which occurs as a result of too much pressure in your blood vessels. It is mostly called the silent killer because it doesn't show any symptoms until it is severe. So how do doctors diagnose a person of or being a hypertensive person? So when you go to the hospital and they check your BP and then they realize that it doesn't fall between the normal range, the doctors give you a paper which is called profile and BP profile. Yes, so the doctors give it to you and tell you that it depends on the hospital that you go. Some hospitals protocol says that 3 days you should check it morning and then evening if possible, or better still every morning for the 3 days or 1 week and come back with their report so that they will see. When they realize that it was consistent, probably yours was high, and then you go and they realize that after checking it for over some times it was still the same number or within that range, that is when they will see that you are either a hypertensive person or you are not. So we are moving on to the types of hypertension. We have the primary hypertension and then we have the secondary hypertension. So hypertension, that is the primary hypertension, it develops gradually over time. So this one, there's no specific cause. There are like 90 to 95 people who falls under this range. let's move on to the secondary hypertension. So this is caused by underlying conditions such as kidney diseases, thyroid problems, adrenal gland diseases, and then there are certain medications as well that brings about this condition. An example is contraceptive pills. Okay, so we move on to the ranges of these figures. Under normal circumstances, when you go to the hospital or when you take like 10 people at a go, we check 10 people's vitals, we check their BPs, we realize that 8% of them are having 120/80 millimeter per mercury. Okay, so the two might probably have higher or lower. Then we took that range, that is the 120/80, as the normal range. So wherever you go, when you fall between 120 and then 80, it is taken or it is termed as a normal BP for you. The next one is elevated. So sometimes probably you stressed yourself during the week, the days, the normal days, or probably you didn't sleep during the night. So when we check your BP, realize that you fall between 120, 129 per 80 millimeter per mercury. Okay, yes. So this one we term it as elevated hypertension. We move on to hypertension stage 1. This is when your BP falls, when we check your BP, it falls between 130 to 138, 89 millimeter per mercury. Yes, so when you have 130 to 138, you are being seen as someone with stage 1. Stage 2, it's when you range from 140 to 140/90 millimeter per mercury or higher. So from 140 up to, we say, 170, you are at stage 2 of hypertension. We move on to hypertensive crisis. Yes, so some people go to the extent of passing by 140, 150, 160, 170. They get to 120, 180, 120 millimeter per mercury or above. So with such people, we say that they are having urgency, or they need, should I say, they need immediate emergency treatment, and that they have to be treated immediately. Okay, so we'll go on a commercial break. We'll be back very soon. Welcome back from the commercial break. So now we'll be diving into the risk factors. So the first one is family history of hypertension. Probably your grandmother or your grandfather had hypertension, your parents are having hypertension. The probability of you also getting hypertension, it's high. 2, being overweight or obese. So when you are too fat, you are more than the BMI, body mass index. When you check and they realize that you are above the normal, that means the possibility of you getting hypertension could be high. The next one is excessive alcohol intake. So when you take in more alcohol, most of the time you should warn yourself, because the possibility of you getting hypertension is high. Lack of physical activities. When every day you don't do exercise, even going out for a walk for like 5 minutes is even a problem for you. Believe you me, you are drawing nearer to hypertension. Smoking. When you smoke too much, the possibility of you getting hypertension is high. Stress. When you are always stressed out, you like thinking a lot, you like overwork, you work yourself out to the extent that you yourself, you know that you are tired, you are not resting. You should know where you are going to. And then high salt intake. Yes, there are most people that when you cook for them and then the salt is not enough, they just tell you, please, your food, there is no salt inside. They request for salt and they put it into their food and eat. Too much salt can result in hypertension. Again, it's old age. So those who are grown up, they have the higher risk of getting hypertension. Certain chronic diseases such as diabetes. If you would remember, I told you during my diabetes series, I told you that most of the time people diagnosed with diabetes go alongside with hypertension, so they work hand in hand. When you get hypertension, the possibility of you getting diabetes is high. Now let us have a look at some symptoms that we could see, because there are no signs and symptoms for hypertension. This is when it escalates, when the issue or when the situation worsens or becomes severe. These are some of the signs that or symptoms that you should look out for. When you have headaches, especially in the mornings, when you wake up and you realize that your head aches a lot, it should draw your attention. When you feel dizzy or blurred vision, yes. So when you go about and you realize that you are seeing things too, you are not seeing the person clearly, it should draw your attention. When you bleed from your nose, so once a while you realize that you are sitting there, you've not used your head to hit anything, but then all of a sudden you realize that blood is coming out from your nose, you should realize that there is something going on. Shortness of breath. When you realize that all of a sudden you can't breathe well, you start breathing fast, you should know that that is not who you are. It should draw your attention. So when you have chest pain as well, when sometimes you feel like my chest is paining me, you've not done any tedious work, but you feel that you are having pains in your chest, it should draw your attention. When you are tired, when you have fatigue, or when you are you realize that you have confusion, you see that, if not you, probably it's somebody you are staying with, you realize that the person is now confused. See you, if you are called maybe Henrietta, the person starts calling you maybe Ishmael, or the person starts calling you any name, whilst you know that that is not who, or that is not what you are being called. The next one is irregular heartbeat. So when you realize that your heart is pounding, you realize that your heart is beating boom, 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 whilst you know that that is not how your heart beats, it should draw your attention. So now, let us move on to the prevention and healthy lifestyles. Okay, so what you can do to help yourself out. So you eat a balanced diet. You exercise regularly, like brisk walking or swimming. You maintain a healthy weight. You manage stress through relaxation. You limit alcohol and caffeine. You monitor blood pressure regularly. This is very important, because if you know you are a hypertensive person, this should be something that you always do. It will save you. The next one is you get enough sleep. Now, please understand that hypertensive patients request careful dietary management to prevent complications such as stroke, such as heart diseases, and kidney failures. So when serving a meal for a hypertensive patient, it is essential that you control salt intake, you include heart-healthy foods, and then ensure balanced nutrition. So I have prepared selected a nice meal for hypertensive patients that you can pick from, and then you cook with it for your patient or your family member. So grab a notebook. As I say, you jot them down. So when it comes to breakfast, some of the meals or some of the foods that you can prepare for the person during breakfast. One is oats with banana slice and low-fat milk. When it comes to lunch, grilled chicken breast, steamed vegetables, and brown rice or local rice. The next one is snacks. So you get a handful of unsalted nuts or fresh fruits for their snack. Dinner, you prepare baked fish, mashed sweet potatoes, and a green salad with olive oil dressing. Again, when it comes to their drinks, what they are supposed to take in as a drink, Okay, so warm water is good for them, especially during the night, because it helps to regulate the blood pressure. So warm water could be okay. Herbal tea such as green tea and then moringa tea and others, they are good for them. And then fresh fruit juice, no added sugar, please. It should be natural. And these are some of the foods that you have to avoid. One is salted snacks. Chips, that is one of it. Salted nuts, and then canned soups. All these foods contain much salt, which they are supposed to avoid. The next one is processed meat. So example is sausages, bacon, and then ham. Such people shouldn't eat such foods. The next one is sugary beverages and alcohol. They should avoid this one. High fat dairy and then fried foods. They should avoid it. Foods with artificial preservatives or flavor enhancers. They should avoid this as well. So then, what I will tell you, my dear brethren, is that you have to consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice and then treatment. Thank you for staying with us till the very end of this series. I hope this series has overall inspired, challenged, and uplifted you. Remember, DeJoy Inspire TV. We believe in empowering your wellness, wisdom, and wealth, so you can live fully and shine brighter each day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, take what you've learned and put it into practice. Until we meet again in our next series, keep growing, keep believing, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. I am Henrietta Chris Apia, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.